Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. This is your boy Sev. And I must say what a beautiful evening it is here in New York. I love summer. Fuck all the other seasons. Ain't no room for that shit, especially here in New York. But in this video, we're going to be talking about, breaking down, and giving out a prediction for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence IBF WBC and WBA welterweight unification fight. Now, as many of you guys know, Manny Pacquiao is an all-time great, without a doubt. One of the best fighters to ever live. And he's just accomplished so much in the sport to the point where one wouldn't even know where to begin. But long story short, he started his career out at what I believe is minimum weight, 105 pounds. And today he's fighting as a welterweight, but he has won world titles in virtually pretty much every weight class he's competed in. And he started out his career at 105. So that right there is saying a lot. He's won world titles up to 154. He's beat guys like Oscar De La Hoya, Antonio Margarito, Miguel Cotto, Tim Bradley twice, Lucas Matisse, and that's just at welterweight, and that's not even we can keep going and going. He's also fought and beat guys like Eric Morales twice, Marco Antonio Barrera, Juan Manuel Marquez. You could go on and on and on and on with this guy. Forget about being an awesome boxer or one of the best boxers ever. He's one of the most amazing athletes ever. The guy debuted his professional boxing career in 1995. 1995. He has completely embarrassed the two generations below him. He has completely shitted on the Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia generation. Just an amazing fighter and athlete. His last three wins are against Lucas Matisse, Adrian Broner, and of course Keith Thurman, which for many was an upset. Now, Pacquiao, for those of you guys that don't know, he's listed at about 5'5.5", something like that. But he does have long arms for his size, although I forget exactly how long his arms are listed at. He's an explosive, quick in and out fighter with very good power and speed, especially when it comes to his size. His power is just unbelievable. So he's a unique combination of explosiveness, power, and speed all in one. Despite his advanced age at 42, he arguably has the best feet in the game still. Great in and out fighter, as we all know. And undoubtedly, obviously, a all-time great and future Hall of Famer. Now, moving on to Errol Spence. Errol Spence, by many, is regarded as the cream of the crop when it comes to this weak generation of fighters and welterweights. That Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather and Shane Mosley, guys like that, have completely embarrassed them. Because usually it's the younger generation that pushes the older generation out, but this is the first generation in which they weren't able to push the previous generation out, and the previous generation for the most part retired on their own terms. You look at guys like Bernard Hopkins, who retired on his own until he was like 50. He didn't retire until he was like 50. You look at guys like Shane Mosley, who recently retired like 4 years ago, one of his last fights was an extremely close fight with David Avanesian. It might have even been his last fight. You look at guys like Pacquiao, obviously, completely owning this generation. And of course you got Mayweather, who pretty much retired on his own terms as well. And then you guys and then we have guys like Juan Manuel Marquez, who the only reason why he retired was because his knee couldn't go through another training camp. Simply, his body just couldn't go through another training camp. Otherwise, his last fight was a unanimous decision win against Mike Alvarado, who, if I'm not mistaken, is like at least 9 years younger than him. So when we look at Errol Spence, he's the cream of the crop once again of this generation of welterweights, and he's definitely proven. His last wins are against his last 3 wins are against Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia. And as we all know, he suffered a horrific car crash a few years back. And the good thing is, his first fight back from the crash was Danny Garcia, the former unified junior welterweight champion. And he did win that fight convincingly. And the good thing about it is we know exactly where Errol Spence is in his career. And we know how much, for the most part, that accident took out of him, as far as at least the immediate future is concerned. That we know that he's still pretty much the same Errol Spence. Some may argue that, but regardless of what people have to say regarding his accident, one thing is for sure: he's still the cream of the crop of the welterweight division. Because Danny Garcia is an excellent gauge. He's a world-class fighter and arguably still currently a top 7 welterweight. He's not an easy fight for anyone. So, Errol Spence, as far as his height is concerned, is probably around 5'10", 5'11" at the most, but nah, he's not. He's definitely not 5'11". And he's got a 60-something inch reach. I forgot exactly how much it is, but I believe it's around like 64, probably 65. He's got a good amount of reach. And on to the prediction. Now, oh, by the way, Errol Spence, as we all know, the way he fights is he works behind and pumps a strong, nice jab. He's very active with it. And he always makes sure that he maintains his punching range between him and his opponent. He's always making sure that he is in his punching range. He always makes sure that he's not too close, yet he's not too far. And he's constantly coming forward, pumping that jab from a southpaw stance, and he's just looking to break you down. So he comes forward with pumping that jab, maintaining his punching range, and he just constantly throwing punches, all of them with decent power to the body and head. And he's an excellent body puncher. He digs to the body very well. And once again, he's very consistent with his work rate. His work rate is virtually non-stop. He's always, and he's in there to work. He's in there to go to work, nothing less. And he's looking to break you down. That's his blueprint. That's what he does every fight. He's looking to break you down. If he can't, he's still going to keep working. Take a look at the Mikey Garcia fight. And that jab is always active. One of the best jabs in the game. He's actually very similar to Marvin Hagler. I know that Hagler's an older fighter that many of us haven't probably watched a lot. But he's similar to Marvin Hagler in many ways. And he's physically very strong and very well conditioned. That's another thing. He's very strong, very well conditioned. And obviously he has to be to fight the way he does. So on to the prediction. I have to go with Manny Pacquiao. Definitely. I definitely have to go with Manny Pacquiao. I think regardless of his advanced age, I think his feet will be the difference. His speed will be the difference. And his explosiveness will also help as well. But basically, he's going to be his feet are going to be too good, and I think he's just going to be too fast, even at this advanced age and stage in his career for Errol Spence. I do not think that he's going to win by knockout by any means. I think if he does, Manny Pacquiao is going to win a decision. He's going to come away with a decision victory. Now, these are the things that worry me about the outcome. Is one, the judges. We all know everybody loves Manny Pacquiao. Who wouldn't? But the fact is, I don't know how the Vegas judges will be looking at this. I don't know if they're going to be looking at this as like the passing of the torch kind of thing, and we have to give it to the younger guy. Because he's the one with the future and more years left in his career, or are they going to judge it fairly? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to favor the younger American. I'm concerned about that, especially if it's a close fight, which it may be. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those fights where I think Pacquiao won, but the judges gave it to Errol Spence. And then the other thing that worries me is Pacquiao's age and conditioning. He's known to be always in great condition. Manny Pacquiao always shows up in great shape for the most part. And I could see Errol Spence making a strong push towards the last 4 rounds of this fight, or even 5 rounds of this fight, because he does get stronger as the fight goes on sometimes. Like a lot of volume punchers do. And so I expect this to be a rough fight for Manny. But, so yeah, I'm concerned about his conditioning towards the end of the fight, because he's going to be getting tired towards the end, and Errol Spence is going to be coming on strong. Other than that, those are my only 2 concerns. I think Manny Pacquiao is going to come away with a decision victory in a great, competitive, exciting fight. Well, there you have it, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'm going to be pumping out more videos. Catch you guys later. Y'all have an excellent day or evening. Bye.